My name is Scarlett. I've been married to Jacob for 20 years. It feels like a long yet short time has passed. Our daughter Mia is graduating high school this year and has been accepted into medical school. There hasn't been much family-like conversation between Mia, Jacob, and me, but I've come to find it comfortably familiar. But just when I thought we needed to fix things, Jacob brought home a young mistress.
Wait. Who is this girl? Bringing such a young girl all of a sudden, what are you thinking?
What? Suddenly? Were you gonna say you brought a junior colleague or something? But they're arm in arm, aren't they? Hey, there's no way she's just a colleague, right? She looks barely 20? Fresh out of college. And even if she were a mistress, isn't she closer in age to our daughter? What do you mean? What am I thinking? You can see, can't you? I plan to divorce you. I'm going to remarry this girl, so sign the divorce papers quickly.
No, wait a minute. Bringing such a young girl suddenly and divorce? Do you even realize how old you are? You're 43, you know?
Yeah, I know. And this girl, Mila, agrees. She's 20 years younger but smarter than you and follows my lead. I've never met such a perfect girl.
What are you saying? 20 years younger means she's 23? She's closer in age to Mia than us. What do you think Mia would think if she knew about this? Do you think she'd say cool dad, getting attention from young girls?
Age doesn't matter. My love doesn't change over a mere age difference. Even if Mila were older than me, I think I would have loved her.
Wait, do you even hear what you're saying? How drunk are you on yourself? I can't believe this. Where did you two meet?
That's none of your business anymore. We're practically strangers now. Just sign the divorce papers and be done with it.
This isn't just about that, is it? After being together for so long, this is how it ends.
While we were arguing in the living room, Mia came downstairs from her room on the second floor. It's so noisy. What are you fussing about? I can't even nap peacefully.
Mia!
Sorry, Mia. This will be over soon. Go back upstairs.
It won't be over that easily, will it? Hey Mia, did you know your dad was cheating?
No, I had no idea. Oh, is the young person next to him the mistress? Yes, that's Mila. She's turning 23 this year.
Hey, this is messed up, Mia. Dad is planning to remarry her. Can you believe it? After nearly 20 years together.
As I bit my lip in frustration, Jacob put his hand on my shoulder. I understand how you feel. You've been dependent on me for a long time. But look, Mila, as you can see, is pregnant. I'm divorcing you, the old woman. Just earlier, you said we've been together for 20 years, right? Just like furniture or cars, after so much time, you replace them with new ones. People need updates too.
Why are you even bringing up furniture? Unbelievable, to think you were such a heartless man. Hey Mia, what will you do? It might be a bit tough with me.
I'm going with Dad.
What? Why?
Think about it, I'm still a student. And medical school is more expensive than a regular private college. And you're talking about might be a bit tough? I'd rather live with Dad and this woman.
Why? Mia, even you're abandoning your mom.
It's a masterpiece. Abandoned by both her husband and her own daughter. That's what you call pathetic, right? Well, if you've got it, hurry up and sign the divorce papers and leave. You should realize by now there's no place for you here. You won't have a good life, I tell you. Say whatever you want. There's no value in an old, sloppy housekeeper. Of course, I have no obligation to support such a useless person. Pack your bags and leave within a week.
I don't need that long. There's hardly anything of mine in this house anyway. I'll pack up and leave right away.
Huh, that works out well for me too. I thought you were gonna say you weren't leaving. Well, if that's the case, I've got no complaints. Get out fast.
I understand. Maybe it's better I realized what kind of person you are before getting any older. Glad I didn't waste any more time.
I'm also relieved you agreed to the divorce so easily. I wanted to marry Mila soon, for our unborn child's sake, you know. Jacob's gaze at Mila was so tender it sent shivers down my spine. I sighed and looked at Jacob and his company.
I'm leaving now. We are strangers from now on. Just promise me you won't interfere with my life.
What? Why would I ever need to contact you in the future? All right, I won't bother you again, so just leave already. With Jacob's mocking words behind me, I went to the bedroom to pack my bags. Even though I've lived in this apartment for nearly 15 years, my belongings only filled one suitcase. In the living room, Mia and Mila were chatting happily. Maybe it's easier because they're close in age.
Well then, thank you for everything. I wish you all well.
Yeah, take care. I'll submit the divorce papers you sign tomorrow. Then it's up to you to handle everything.
Mia, make sure you listen to your dad and take things seriously.
Yeah, I got it. Just go already. I have nothing to talk about with you. Well, that's just how it is. I've been feeling distanced from Mia lately anyway. With these thoughts, I left the apartment, lost in contemplation. I didn't expect it to end so abruptly. In a way, it's actually quite a relief. Now, my new life begins. Time to get used to being on my own. I switched gears and walked towards the nearest station. Since there are no accommodations around here, I went to a bustling area and checked into a business hotel. Changing my name when I got married was tough, but dealing with things after divorce is tough too. No address, so I have to ask for everything to be sent general delivery. Oh, but my ID still has my old surname. Gotta start with that, what a hassle. Despite my reluctance, completing each task helped clear my mind. By the time 2 months had passed, I had gotten quite used to being on my own. I can manage without a fixed address in a business hotel. Though it's annoying to check out if a reservation comes through. But then, no utility bills, which might be easier than an apartment. Still, I need to find a new apartment soon. I can't be without an address forever. Since the divorce papers were already submitted, I was officially single. Being able to do anything without needing anyone's permission turned out to be quite liberating. Sometimes I feel lonely, but that's just how it is. Most of the time, I'm enjoying myself, and being alone has turned out to be mostly good, though I do talk to myself a lot more now. Guess that's something everyone goes through, right? While enjoying my alone time, I tackled what needed to be done. By the time half a year had passed since the divorce, I had finished most of the paperwork. That took a long time. Now for a break. Maybe I should change my phone number. If Jacob tries to contact me, it would just be annoying. Better to make it impossible for him to reach me in the first place. I was walking to the phone shop when my phone rang. Who could it be? I checked the screen and saw Jacob's name. Just when I was thinking about him, he calls. Ignore. I told him not to bother me anymore, so what now? Don't rely on me for anything, I don't need to answer. With that thought, I closed the phone screen and slipped it into my pocket. As I continued walking, my phone somehow switched to speaker mode while in my pocket and started a call.
Scarlett! Is that you, Scarlett? Why won't you answer the phone?
Why did I answer this? So annoying. But if I hang up now, he'll just keep calling, won't he? That'd be annoying too, so I might as well end it with this call. It's been a while, Jacob. I said I didn't want to be involved with you anymore, so why are you contacting me?
Look, I didn't want to contact you either. But there's something I absolutely had to ask you, even if reluctantly.
If you're reluctant, then you shouldn't call. I really have nothing to talk about with you. And why don't you just look it up on the smartphone you're calling from? I was just an unattractive maid to you, so I can't answer anything, can I?
Don't talk about yourself like that. I've been reflecting on that too. Maybe my words were too harsh.
Oh, so that's what you want to say? Unfortunately, you can't take back what you've already said. So, what do you want to talk about? Are you calling to apologize for saying awful things? Well, I'm definitely not forgiving you. Is that all? Goodbye then.
Wait, just wait a sec. Don't rush the conversation by yourself.
So what is it? I'm busy and don't have time to deal with you. If you really want to talk, why don't you talk with Mila? She's your beloved, precious woman, isn't she? Much, much more than me, who you've been with for years.
You think you can get all high and mighty just because I'm listening quietly?
What's with the sudden change in attitude? Are you trying to intimidate me? Please, go ahead and vent at the screen after I hang up. I'm no longer obliged to put up with your tantrums. I'm not your maid or your punching bag.
You're not in a position to joke. Do you even realize what you've done? We're in an incredible mess because of you. And you say it's none of your business? Like that makes any sense.
Look, so what? You've been barking at me this whole time. If you have something to say, just say it. Though I might hang up if I get annoyed.
You know what could happen if you do that, right?
I don't know. You don't even know where I live, so what can you possibly do? We're strangers now, so it doesn't matter what you do or say, it has nothing to do with me. You chose this path yourself, so what are you complaining about now?
Shut up, shut up. If you don't get it, I'll make you understand. How dare you let go of that apartment?
Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. And by the way, I bought that apartment in my own name before we got married. I never changed the title to include you, did I? So why should I give it to you?
But you can't just sell it without discussing it first. We're living here, aren't we?
I don't care. It's still in my name, right? It would be different if you'd paid even a penny towards buying that apartment. But I had already purchased it when we got married. I even paid off the loan by myself. So, what's your complaint?
What do you mean, what's my complaint? We're suddenly without a home because of you. I have every right to complain.
Unfortunately, I don't think so. Wasn't it you who divorced me without any discussion? Are you just going to ignore everything you did and blame me alone? Is that it? How self-centered.
Oh, come on, our situations are different.
Yeah, they're completely different, aren't they? You are just living in my apartment. Of course, you have no right to complain, do you? Now, if you understand, could you please leave? It's quite a nuisance.
Wait, okay, I was wrong. I really am sorry. I did something terrible to you.
So what? It's too late to think that now, don't you think? Are you just pretending to be sorry because you don't want to be kicked out of the apartment? Really, stop that. I have nothing to talk about with you anymore. I'm hanging up now. I'd be much happier if you all just left. Don't bother me anymore.
Wait. Please wait. I'm really begging you, help me.
What, now you're trying to appeal to my emotions? Everything you've done so far is just pathetic. You can't seriously think that someone who dumped me so easily would do that, right? You even said I was unattractive. After you stripped me of my dignity, you really expect me to forgive you, huh?
I'm not asking for forgiveness. I truly think I've done something irreversible. But, you know, there's such a thing as division of property, right?
Yes, that's a right divorced couples have, isn't it?
Exactly. If you know that, this will be quick. Give me this apartment as part of the property division. Then, look, I'd have a right to live in this apartment too, right? I'm not asking for forgiveness, just let me exercise that right.
Look. I mean, I'm speechless with astonishment, you know? Sure, there's such a thing as property division. I know that. But that only applies to things acquired during the marriage.
That means…
Yes, like I said earlier, I bought that apartment before we got married. So it doesn't fall under the property division. That means you have to move out.
I didn't think you could be so heartless. Couldn't you have a little compassion for me, someone you've spent over 20 years with? Is this how you treat someone you've been with for so long?
I'll just return those words right back to you. Have you forgotten what you did to me? I haven't forgotten a single thing. How you easily dumped me, how you turned Mia against me and looked at me coldly. I haven't forgotten any of it. I'll continue to resent you in my heart forever. But thanks to the divorce, I'm leading a new and fun life. You guys must be happy too, right? Since I divorced you, you must be living happily. Isn't Mila's baby about to be born?
Yeah, it was born. A healthy boy.
That's so? Congratulations. Not that I feel like celebrating. But I'll sincerely be glad that a new life has safely arrived.
Then don't kick us out.
Sorry, but that's a completely different matter. Sure, the child is innocent, but I haven't forgiven you. If you're a father, support your child on your own without relying on anyone else. That's what being a father is about. Isn't that what you taught me before we got married?
I wasn't the father.
What? I can't hear you. What did you say?
I'm not the father.
Hey, do you realize how awful what you're saying is? You divorced me because Mila was pregnant with your child, right? And now you say the child that was born isn't yours? Did you really think I would just sit and listen to such a horrible story? You're truly the worst. I regret ever spending 20 years with someone like you. I don't want to talk to you ever again, so don't contact me in the future. I'm hanging up now, and if you keep bothering me, I'll call the police.
Please, man, wasn't our relationship something special? We knew each other inside and out, right? You know I wouldn't say something like this.
Yeah, maybe I trusted you a bit more before the divorce. But now, our positions are different. You and I are strangers now.
Please. If not the apartment, then divide up your mother's estate with me. That was received during our marriage, right? Doesn't that make it eligible for property division?
You really live off half-truths, don't you? Even if the inheritance was received during the marriage, it doesn't qualify. Property division is about things acquired through the joint efforts of both parties. Did you contribute to my mother's inheritance?
I didn't.
Right. Then you understand you have no right to it? You have money, don't you? The apartment didn't cost you anything. You call me a maid, but I had an income too. We split the living expenses, and I paid for all of Mia's education expenses. You said you'd pay for her college, so I didn't spend a cent on that. Surely that hasn't drained all your finances?
I'm almost out of money, barely $100 to $200 left in my bank account. Wait, what does that mean? How come you, who hardly spent any money on the family, have only that much left? Could it be? Yeah, I spent almost all of it on Mila. Really, I had no savings, but when Mia said she was going to med school, I boasted I'd pay all her tuition. So after paying the enrollment fees and everything, I was broke.
That's unbelievable. And let me guess, you spent it on brands for Mila, right? Then you should have bags or jewelry left. Just sell those and get some living expenses.
Mila isn't with me anymore.
Wait, I really don't understand what's going on.
Mila was part of a dangerous scam, more like marriage fraud than a honey trap. After we submitted the marriage certificate and celebrated the baby's birth, suddenly a man barged in. I thought, what now? And he was like, you messed with my woman. Even though we were married, Mila was with that man, holding the baby. So I realized, this child isn't mine. I got beaten up and they demanded $400,000 in damages. There's no way I can pay that, not with my daughter's future expenses too.
So, you're asking me to help?
Yes, you're the only one I can rely on now. No one else will help me. Not even my parents have $400,000.
Why would you think I have it? Maybe I'm as broke as you.
Scarlett is different from me. You've always been prudent, and there was your mother's inheritance. I thought if I apologized enough, maybe you'd forgive me.
Oh, that was naive of you. I won't give you a penny of what I received as an inheritance. I hardly have any cash anyway. Even if I were a saint, I couldn't help.
Please, I'm begging you. Help me, help us.
Us? What do you mean?
Actually, Mia has been taken hostage. They won't return her until I come up with $400,000. I've tried everything. Asked friends, consulted financial companies. But I can barely get $100,000 from them. That's not enough to get Mia back. You're my only hope now. Please, help me.
I see, yeah. I've thought about it a lot. But I don't owe Mia any obligation to help, do I?
Why would you say something so cold?
Why? Don't you get it? I'm not her mother, obviously. You didn't forget, did you? When you and I remarried and you brought Mia along. You said she has a real mother, so no adoption was necessary, right? I thought there was some sense in what you said. It's sad, though, thinking a young man cheated and left a woman who is a mother. But since her father, you, said it, I agreed. So, Mia and I have no connection. We're divorced now, too.
But Mia thinks of you as her real mother.
That's a joke, right? Do you know what Mia said before we divorced? She said, "Don't act all high and mighty when you're not my real mom." That's why we barely spoke for about 2 months before the divorce. Maybe you didn't notice because you were too busy having fun with Mila. So, I have absolutely no obligation to help Mia.
Don't say that. Mia was just a teenager. She couldn't accept having a different mother. She must have said that in confusion.
Well, even if that's the case, the fact that Mia and I didn't adopt each other remains. I get to decide what I do next, right? I don't want to be called cold by you. If you want to help, why don't you ask Mia's biological mother? If she's her real mom, she might worry and help her.
I can't even get in touch with her anymore. Her phone number has changed, and I don't know where she lives. And like you said, that woman is the worst. She left Mia and walked out. But you're different, Scarlett. It was my fault you and Mia had to be apart, right? So you're perfect as Mia's mother now.
I'm tired of your convenient reasoning. Do what you like. I've changed my phone number and I'm not telling you where I live, just like your ex-wife. No matter what anyone says, I won't help you.
Come on. Please. Where are you now? I want to meet and talk directly. If you listen to me, I think you'll understand.
Stop joking. After this conversation, you think I want to meet? I don't want anything to do with you guys. Even if we met, you're just bad news. You have debts, 2 divorces, and a daughter who will always be a teenager. No one will help you thinking it might turn out sweet. You're likely to end up with nothing and everything taken from you.
Scarlett, please, listen to me.
I've listened enough. During the divorce and even now. I'm the one who has been dealing with your nonsense, always, forever. I'm free now that we're divorced, and I have no obligation to take care of you. And the same goes for Mia. She could have chosen me back then, but she chose her father, who cheated with a younger woman. Really, the only connection Mia truly has is with you. But that age difference should have made you suspicious something was off.
Mia is still a child.
Sure, to a parent, their child is always a child. But legally, Mia is an adult now. She's not even a high school student once September comes. Whatever happens from now on, it's her own responsibility. So both you and Mia got what you deserved. If you want to be saved, think for yourself.
Wait. Wait. I still have things I want to talk about. Don't hang up. I love you. You're all I have. Please, I'm begging you.
I have no intention of indulging Jacob's nonsense any longer. I hung up the phone, turned it off, and headed straight to the phone shop to change my number. That way, I won't get any more calls from Jacob and his issues. While staying in a budget hotel, I live off the rental income inherited from my mother. Remembering the real estate agent who had a hard time but finally managed to evict the last tenants from the apartment I bought. Well, now Jacob shouldn't be able to bother me anymore. But one day, while shopping in town, someone called out to me. Turning around, there was Jacob, shabby and with dandruff on his shoulders.
Scarlett! Scarlett! Help me, Mia hasn't come home. She's had her college enrollment canceled, and I can't go to work. I can't make a living.
I shook off his arm and pushed him away.
I've told you it has nothing to do with me. It's all your own responsibility, so don't come any closer. You should be thankful I didn't ask for alimony. If you talk to me again, I'll call the police.
I walked away from Jacob, who was slumped on the ground. More than being surprised, I was terrified. That incident made me decide to leave this town. I planned to move to Kentucky, living modestly on the inheritance my mother left me. From now on, I will live my life for myself, in my own way.